Okay, this is a little preview of ZoneDoggy. It's not the best camera, so you're going to have to bear with me. But to launch, we simply launch it, and it's going to ask me if I can use my current location. I'm going to allow that. It just takes a minute to load, so because it is a beta version. Okay, so here is the basic interface for ZoneDoggy. And what you see here is what I refer to as a virtual wheel. And what it does is it's a interface, user interface for displaying content on a wheel that's rotatable with a simple finger swipe. So the concept here is that each frame on the wheel will display some type of user content. It could be a social media post, it could be an advertisement, it could be some content that's fetched, such as maybe weather information, additional weather information, advertising, but it's just a really neat, easy to use interface that, for example, does allow for easy advertising. This is the virtual wheel, has really an unlimited number of frames, but the concept is there'll be enough frames on the wheel so that whenever you launch it, it's going to give you 5 minutes of user content that's going to keep you busy while perhaps you're waiting for your cup of coffee at Starbucks. An interesting feature of the interface is that it does allow you to view it in landscape mode, which most other, or really no other social media interface lets you do that. So it's really interesting. And again, this is being displayed on an iPhone 5 on a larger phone, like a 6 or 6 Plus. The user interface is a little bit more. It's a little more sharp. It's got a little bit more space on the edges, so it's a little bit nicer. This is just really a prototype MVP situation here, where there's really no this content is sort of fake content, but the concept is it's zone-based content, geofencing. So right now we can see it says up here, well, you can't really see, but it says Albany, New York. So right now we're in the Albany, New York zone, and you're going to get content about Albany, New York. As you move to another zone, just in your daily travels, you'll get it'll automatically identify your location, and you'll get content about whatever neighborhood or zone you're in. Eventually we'll have a feature on here that will let you select different zones. At the moment there's really just 2 that can be selected. That's going to change. So for instance, if you were going on vacation and you wanted to look at a different zone, you could do that. Some concepts that we're toying with are perhaps adding some sort of gaming to the wheel, or something else. So you can see here, you might have social media pictures, content, just sort of content perhaps grabbed automatically and curated by the system. Advertising content. It's really any type of content. It's content agnostic. So it's really, that's about it. It's a very simple interface, and it's just a way of, as you travel throughout your day, you can look at content about the neighborhood or zone that you're in. So the other point I'll make is that part of the curation will be done sort of in a similar way to like Yik Yak or Reddit, where there'll be or dislike perhaps buttons that lets you vote on a given piece of content, and that will allow you to, it'll help the system self-curate content, so there'll always be fresh and interesting content each time, so if you come back to the same zone more than once, you're not going to see the same content each time, and it's going to be fresh. So that's really, I think, about it for the interface. It is just right now an MVP, little pre-beta version, and the next step is going to be to build out a beta version.